Hi there, and thank you for joining me for today's live reading of Fractured Hearts, Book 7 in the Grimm Wolves MC series by D.M. Earl, and this is presented by Itsy Bitsy Book Bits. Celestina. Not sure how I ended up in this badass car with a guy I barely know. Yeah, Frank and I have gone back and forth on that dating app and through some texts, but we've only just met. Now, after a few days, I'm putting my life in his hands. That thought sends shivers up my spine, but I'm between a rock and a hard place. Sweetheart, you getting hungry? We've been on the road now for just a little over 4 hours. If you don't want to eat, then let's do a break for a pit stop and some gas. Maybe something to drink, then we can hit the road again. Sound good, CELEE? Damn him. I'm getting to love that nickname. My first one ever. No one ever cared enough about me to even give me one. To be honest, most people in my past life didn't even call me by my given name. I've been called every dirty name out there, and my father never cared. As long as I didn't cause trouble or draw attention to myself, he left me alone. Unless he needed me or my body for something, then he was all up in my shit. Shaking my head, I realize I'm drifting again. Frank, I'm good with whatever you want to do. I'm sure I could eat, or we could just stop for a bit and I'll get something to drink. Maybe an iced coffee, if possible. Guess we are getting close to needing fuel. I'm pretty easygoing, and just so you know, I can't make a decision at all to save my life, literally, so I have no problem if you make all the choices. Feeling him looking my way, I turn toward him to see an expression on his face I don't recognize. He's staring at me for a brief second, then turns his eyes toward the road. Wow, what was that? Before I can ask, he gives it to me. CELEE, never give up your power, sweetheart. Only you know what you want to do. I get it. It's hard sometimes to make decisions, but if you allow others to do that for you forever, you will never do what you want. I'd rather you tell me, I'm not sure. Let's get gas and we can decide then. I do know where you're coming from, believe me. That's why I'm telling you this. So, CELEE, are we stopping or going for a bit longer? I smile inside. Frank is a good guy, one in a million. And I don't know how I got so lucky being so stupid. God, I could have ended up with a murderer or a rapist, but instead I found the one biker who seems to have a soft heart and an old soul. Saying that, though, I know he's with the Grimm Wolves, so I'm sure when he needed, he can be a cold-hearted killer. Frank, why don't we stop at the next big truck stop, fill up, and see how we both feel? Sound good? He laughs instantly, which has me giggling. This, right here. It's so easy to be with him since he doesn't make me feel stupid, or worse, worthless. Well, maybe he will if he ever hears my entire story. CELEE, where did you just go? I felt that all the way over here. There isn't anything you could share with me that would change the way I see you. Brick, my prez, told me when I wanted to prospect and he was feeling me out, that what happens in our past is just that, and it should always stay there. Only I can drag that shit up and take it with me wherever I go. And he was right. Try and let it go, CELEE. From the little you said, none of it was your choice, so you have nothing to feel bad or embarrassed about. After that, we were mainly silent, but not uncomfortable. Frank even puts the radio on low, and to my surprise, he stops on a pop station. I give him some crap for it, and we laugh about it. He is honest, and says he doesn't let his brothers in the Grimm Wolves Club know he jives to that kind of music. I must have fallen asleep to the music and motion of the car on the highway, because I'm jerked awake when I hear him screaming and swearing. CELEE, grab the wheel. Come on, sweetheart. We ain't got a lot of time. They're almost right next to us. Just keep the car straight. That's all I ask. When I grab the wheel, he reaches under his vest. No, what did he call it? Oh yeah, a cut, and pulls out a gun. Holy shit, what's going on? I go to turn my head and see the headlights speeding up next to us. We are on a two-way highway, so thank God no one is in the other lane. Frank's window is open, and he's got his gun out of it. Right before the car comes up next to us, he leans out and starts firing. I hear the pings before there's a sudden, loud explosion as the car swerves off the shoulder toward the ditch. In shock, I watch the car skid, slide, and then flip once, twice, and on the third time, land on its roof half in the ditch, half on the shoulder. Frank drops the gun between his legs and grabs the wheel. Then he slams on the brakes as he does a scary U-turn before coming to a stop in the middle of the road, facing that car. Opening his door, gun in hand, he jogs toward the vehicle. Once there, he cautiously looks in the windows, and before I can even get out of the car, he's firing into it. Oh my God. Did he just kill whoever was in there? I mean, yeah, they seem to be after us, but he just killed whoever is in the car without a thought. I jump out and start running. My mind is all over. He turns when he hears my feet hitting the pavement and puts his hand up to stop me. Something inside me makes me slow down, then come to a complete stop. Right in front of him. His eyes look crazy, and he's breathing heavy. What the fuck, CELEE, get back in the car, now. I'm trying to protect you, and I can't do that and take care of this shit too. Come on, sweetheart, we need to get gone as fast as we can. Frank, you're risking your life for me. The least I can do is help. Please, don't tell me no or treat me like a porcelain doll. Tell me what to do and I'll do it. Remember who I am, and more importantly, who my family was. No, I've seen a lot of stuff living with my father and brothers. So what's next? He watches me for a brief second before he starts moving closer to the car again. I'll take the driver, you take the passenger. Use your hoodie, cover your hands to pull out any ID. Grab their weapons and any jewelry or money they have. Make it quick. If you can't hack it, just let me know. I go around to the passenger side that isn't hanging off toward the ditch, and with my phone light see a bloody body slumped over. First, I grab the gun, placing it on the pavement. Reaching farther in, I check the jacket pockets first, taking hold of a phone and a wad of money. That goes next to the gun. Then I go back in, going through his jeans pocket. Excuse me. Going through his jeans pocket. I grasp his wallet and make sure there is nothing else in them. Turning to pick up the stuff I put on the pavement, I hear a whine from the back seat. Oh no. What was that? Frank, I think something is in the back seat. It sounds either hurt or scared. Want me to look what it is? His head jerks up, and he knocks it up against the frame of the window. He's bellowing as he rubs his head. God damn, motherfucker, that hurt. Son of a bitch. Why does this shit keep happening? For Christ's sake. Give me a minute, CELEE. Watching him rub his head, walking back and forth, muttering to himself. I hope he doesn't have a concussion, though I doubt it. Okay. Can you see anything? Be careful, for Christ's sake. I turn my phone light back on and move closer to the car. Right when I put my phone to the back window, two eyes pop up and scare the fuck out of me. So much, I back up, trip over the crap on the road, and fall on my ass. I let out a shriek, trying to catch my breath. By the time I'm on my knees, Frank is beside me trying to help me up. He grabs me under my arms and pulls me up gently, bringing me up close to his body. Damn, this man is hard, and I mean everywhere. And that goes to say I'm more like my father than I like to think. Two dead bad guys, and I'm concentrating on Frank's hardness pressing into my stomach. Which makes me think, why the hell is he hard right at this moment? You hurt, CELEE? What happened? Let me go, Frank. I think there's an animal in the back. We both walk back to the car, and with my phone again in my hand, I shine the light. Yep, there it is. A puppy. It's huge already. There's some blood in its fur, so I go to grab it out, and Frank pulls my hand back. Leave it, CELEE. We need to finish and get the fuck out of here. Frank, I'm not leaving a puppy out here with two dead bodies. No way. Let me go get it, or leave me with it. Your choice. He makes a face at me, but lets me go, so I again reach into the back of the car, this time feeling and then grabbing the pup out of the back seat, needing both hands. It's wiggling all over, and once out and on my shoulder is licking me like crazy. Why would these two assholes have a puppy with them while they're chasing the two of us? Bait dog, CELEE. They probably either stole it or caught that pup, and we're going to use it to train their fighter dogs. The mob is big into dogfights. Is it okay? I kneel, holding the puppy down, giving it a once-over. Seems to be okay. Not sure where the blood is coming from, unless it's from the men's injuries. Could be splatter from when Frank shot them. All right, I'm sure Presley isn't going to like it, but let's put some shit down on the seat before you put the beast in his car. Son of a bitch. It ain't like we don't have enough on our plates already. Now we add a dog. Nope, a damn puppy to the mix. What the ever-loving fuck? Just the way he says it, or maybe it's the stress, but for some reason, I break out giggling, then laughing out loud. The puppy is wiggling all over while Frank looks at the both of us like we're the crazy ones instead of him with a gun in his hand and two dead guys in a car that's hanging over a ditch. I walk back to the car, grab the keys, and open the trunk. Thank God Presley seems to be prepared for anything. There's a blanket, so I pull it out and cover the seat in the back. Then I grab his pillow, so sorry, and put it against the one side. When I put this puppy in, it smells around for a bit, makes a few circles, then curls up and falls instantly asleep. I jog back to the car, grabbing the stuff off the road, just as I see Frank putting some kind of cloth in the gas tank. Oh shit. I've seen Dad's guys do this. I move quickly back to the car, getting in quietly, throwing the shit in my hands in one of the bags Presley has in the car for garbage. I turn to see if the puppy is still sleeping, and yeah, it's out like a light. Speaking of light, a flash almost blinds me as an explosion goes off behind Presley's car just as Frank opens the door, plopping down in the seat. I hand him the keys and he starts the car, taking off like a bat out of hell. Well, I wouldn't say it's a good start to our ride back to the Grimm Wolves clubhouse, though expected when it has anything to do with Daria DeLuca. Even dead, he's still an anchor around my neck and a huge pain in my ass, father or not.